What's my name? Ben Finegold. All right. Let's go back to the 80s. I didn't win any games in the 80s that were good. Damn. Man, I wish I did. That was nice. I played one nice move that game. That game was crazy. Yeah, let's look at this game. Nah, the end is good, but otherwise it's not good. There, I'll look at the end of the game then. Control C, and then analysis board, and then we'll get rid of this, and then where should we start? Okay, so this was, I mean, I've talked about this game before, but you guys aren't good at remembering stuff. All right, so this was a game I played in Oakham in '86, and I've shown you guys the the plate. It says Oakham '86 on it. It was my first time abroad. I went with Patrick Wolf to Oakham, England, to play in a junior tournament, and we were the Americans. There were maybe 60 players, I don't know, and from maybe 30 countries. And that's where I first met Anand and many other soon-to-be grandmasters. I don't think the tournament had any grandmasters. Those were the days when people were good became grandmasters between like 19 and 25. Now it's between like 13 and 18. But back then, people. And I was 16, and so was Vichy, and he was 2405 FIDE. I remember that. And I was 2280, and he became 2700 pretty quickly when that wasn't a common thing. All right, so I've been losing the whole game, getting outplayed. My opponent's from Canada, and Karen left me a note on chess.com. What? She left me a note. Well, I don't want to read that note. What? Karen left me a note. Say what? Didn't text me though. Let's see. What does it say? That's relatively funny. Okay, so I've been outplayed the whole game, and my opponent's, I think, slightly higher rated than me, maybe. And this was move 40. And back before every clock was digital and every tournament was sudden death, you know, there used to be analog clocks and there were time controls. And there's still time controls now, it's just rarer. So this time control was 40 moves in, whatever. I'm going to say 2 hours, but I don't know. And then we get more time and move 40. So this was the last move of time control. He played A4. I have notes to the game. The notes are by not me. And it says A4 dubious, F6 exclam. And the engine says, now it says A4 is best, F6 is second best. Okay, so it's best. And I played Rakir, obviously. Now, in this position, he blundered, and it's funny. I think he only blundered because we made the time control, so he had time to think, and he figured it out. And if he didn't have time to think, he probably would have moved his bishop. Bishop E7 is the best move, and Bishop B4 also wins, and Rook B1 check wins, and so forth. But he blundered with A3, and now actually he's lost. And actually, the engine announces made an 11 for white in 1 second. So that's pretty funny. Yeah. Well, this game was played in '86, so that was a long time ago. In fact, I don't remember the month. I think it was before I was a vegetarian, because I became a vegetarian in July of '86. I think this was before. I think this is April. Yeah. So I don't think I was a vegetarian even. Before I was a vegetarian, that was a long time ago. Damn. I remember eating meat, on purpose. Okay, and his analysis. Now, if he just plays Bishop E7, he's winning. But he two pass pawns for nothing, queening him. And his analysis was takes here, and he queens. He does queen, he's right. I can't stop him from queening. If I play rook a8, for example, he could play rook a5, which is a bad move, but he queens. Or he could play rook b1 check and then queen, which does win. So he didn't think I could mate his king, and he's making a queen. So, yeah, all right. So I played check. He played king h6. Yeah. And now I have 2 moves that win and 1 move that draws. Wow. Anyway, what's the obvious move that wins for white? Yeah. Rook g7. What? Rook g7. No. Rook g7. What's rook g7? What's the idea of rook g7? What? King g2 does win, but that's not. I mean, that I'm going to play king g2 after he queens. So what move do I play at that point? f4 is bad because I'm opening up the 7th rank for him. So he queens and he can play rook to b2 check. Right. Finding Amaranth is correct. It's h4. And now I'm threatening to take the pawn with mate. Any queen, and I can play either move. King h2 is actually quicker, but I play king g2 because I'm stupid. Okay, so I'm threatening to take with mate. So he's got to take or play f6. If he plays f6, I take it. And now I'm threatening hg mate. And you have to just give your queen away and give your rook away and then get mated. It doesn't do anything. So he played this. And now I only have 1 move that wins. Otherwise, I'm lost. It's Karen. Go, Karen. Anybody? What's the only winning move? Knight f... Rook g7 again. Rook g7 with no threat. No, rook g7. King h3, hanging mate in 1. Oh, God. No. Ugh. Knight f6 is correct. Somebody said it. Now I'm threatening g5 mate. Now, I should have played king h2 when he queened with check, because now he plays h3 check. Obviously, he can't play h3 check if my king's on h2 because it's not check. And now I have 1 move that wins. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 legal moves, and 3 of them lose. Yeah. So, yeah, king h2. And then I made him next move. There's no stalemate because this pawn can move. And if he sacks his rook after he sacks his queen, this pawn and this pawn can move. There's no stalemate tricks. So he resigned here. Now, what's funny about this is this was a junior tournament. And that day, Nigel Short, John Nunn, and John Spielman came to the tournament. I don't know if they took a car or a train, I don't know, to hang out. And then Nunn was doing some kind of analysis. Nunn, I think, was actually there the whole time. I think Nunn was always at the tournament, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, there weren't a lot of games going on now because this was over 4 hours into the round. And all 3 of them walked up to my game like at this point, like right here. They missed the rest of the game. So they were like, man, this Finegold guy must be great. Sacks his queen, he's mating the guy. But if they saw the first 40 moves of the game, I'm just getting crushed and playing terrible. But the guy like blundered into this. I sort of got lucky. So the next morning, John Nunn did his analysis of the day's games. And I woke up late because it was like at ass in the morning. And I get there. And when I get to where he's doing it, everybody's walking out. It's over. And they're like, Schwindler, because he showed this. And then I walked in, and John Nunn was like leaving. He was like packing up his stuff. And some guy came in, some local guy in Oakham. And he said, Dr. Nunn, can I show you a puzzle? And he was like, oh, God. Okay. So the guy set it up on the demo board. And I've shown this puzzle before. But this is where I learned the puzzle was at this tournament. So that was pretty cool. Here. Yeah. Is this right? No, this is here. Okay. This is right. Yeah. Did I do something wrong? Because it's suggesting a move for white that doesn't make any sense. What? Yeah. Huh. That's weird that it's suggesting a really bad move for white, like random move. Okay, so white goes here. Oh, I set the puzzle up wrong. Okay, yeah. I was like, what did I do wrong? All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. This is the puzzle. Right. Okay, and then legal moves. Yeah. Whoa, I put the rook off the board. Okay, good. Okay. So you go check. There we go. So the engine solved it in less than a second. It says mate in 18, and the other moves are all draws. Now, in 1986, engines couldn't solve this because they can't see 18. They couldn't. So engines would give these huge numbers in 86. And the engines weren't too good. They would just say black's winning, every move wins. And then when you play, after playing like 40 moves, it says, all right, I guess the 50 move rule is coming, so it's a draw. This engine says black's winning with the proper move, and otherwise it's a draw. So these engines are better now than they were 34 years ago. Who would have thunk it? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So this puzzle was set up by the guy, and he said black to play and win. And I was the only person in the room other than Nunn and the guy from the local guy. And everybody else had left. And then Nunn looked at it, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh. And then Nunn said, after about 20 or 30 seconds, says, oh yeah, you go here, here, and then he said the answer. And the guy said, yeah. The guy was like shocked. And Nunn says, yeah, I've seen something like this before. But Nunn was the world problem solving champion. So yeah. But yeah, this is where, well, if the goal was to draw, you could take and the goal would be accomplished. No, it's black to play and win. Damn it. I took the pawn off the board because it doesn't say legal moves only. Yeah. So the answer is to do like a merry-go-round. You go here, here, and then you go around the pawns. And actually, I gave the answer away when I thought the rook was here. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay, and then white only has one check in every position because you play d6 and f6. So there's no check here. And the idea is to intentionally lose this pawn. So then when you go back, you have rook takes h6 mate. And then you have mate. And the idea is you're giving away the b6 pawn with black so that he can't check you forever. And that's the only way to win. If you play e6 or f6, you do not win. You need to have this pawn here so he can't check you on the 7th rank. Once he's got you on the 7th rank and your king's on the 8th rank, he ain't going anywhere. Yeah. But it was funny because he solved it so quickly. He said, oh, d6, f6, go around, you go around, the b6 pawn is gone. So that was funny. Yeah. Frankly, it was obvious. Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, exactly. But that's where I learned that problem was the same the day after I played that game where I was completely lost and I let the guy queen and I won by sort of like by accident. Yeah. Now, When I show this puzzle to gawking rabble, they're like, whoa, whoa, this is illegal. You can't. These pawns can't be here. Ridiculous. Yeah. So obviously, this pawn has to be this pawn, and this pawn has to be this pawn. Although it doesn't have to be. It could be that this pawn took here, and then this pawn, did that. So it's not clear. These are not clear, but this has to be the H pawn. Yeah. Twitchy subscribed.